Hi, I'm Paul Brubaker, and I'm the head of the Communications Department at Paterson Public Schools. We're just a few days away from the end of 2019. The district's schools and offices are closed right now. When they reopen, there'll be 6 months left to the end of the school year. But it will be the end of the current term for the commissioners on the Board of Education. And with that in mind, it occurred to a number of people at the central office that the Paterson Board of Education has been led by two dynamic young women, Osheen Castillo as president and Nakima Redmon as vice president. And not just for the past year, but for the past 2 years. And by all accounts, this is a first to have women in both of the board's top positions, president and vice president. So we wanted to mark the occasion of completing these past 2 years with a bit of an experiment, which is going to be the interview that you're about to hear. Just before winter break, I had the chance to sit down with President Castillo and Vice President Redmon, and we talked about the past 2 years in the Paterson Public School District. And they were great. They spoke very openly and frankly about what has been accomplished during the past 2 years, what some of the challenges have been, what it's been like to serve on the board, and what we can expect when local control gets restored to the district. We spent more than an hour together, so we're going to release this conversation in a series of smaller episodes on the district's website and social media channels. So we're going to begin with this first episode, in which we get to know Board President Osheen Castillo and Board Vice President Nakima Redmon a little more personally. What is it you really want people to know about you? And that's a jump ball. Either one of you can start.
Okay. My name is Nakima Redmon, and I'm the current vice president, and I have been the vice president for the past 2 years. I think my persona that people think I'm really quiet and really shy. I'm not. I like to pick and choose my battles, and I like to work within the board of the board dynamics. Everybody has a role within the Board of Education. Some of us are behind the scenes, and that's what I do well. Others work in the forefront. And in order for us to work as a collaborative team, you have to know your role within the district. I'm not as shy. Like I said, again, I'll repeat that I'm more observant. So my persona is more to be observant, but I love to laugh. I have a weird sense of humor, and I think that's what most people will get about me.
Good afternoon. My name is Osheen Castillo. I'm the current president of the Board of Education for the past 2 years. And I think what I want people to know about me, I think it's how people don't see how excited, I guess, sometimes I do get about the things that we do. Kind of checking in on everything and making sure that everything is getting done, but as well as all the conversations, we do have, in the board amongst each other, if there's questions and, trying to make sure that everyone is where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be at that time. So I do a lot of the babysitting as well, but I'm a big foodie. So usually that's definitely something that people don't know much about me. I guess people usually see me on the go all the time and moving and running around, not necessarily that I do love to do nothing.
I think that's all of us.
I'd love to do nothing.
Exactly.
You just mentioned what I'm sure a lot of people would say would be their two favorite things, a sense of humor and food. So can I just circle back and ask you, Ms. Redmon, can you give us an example of, one of two things. Give me an example of what your weird sense of humor is like. And if you don't want to do that, who are some of your favorite comedians or what makes you laugh?
A lot of my favorite comedians are like Eddie Murphy, Sandler. I like little odd comedies, things that people won't think that I'm interested in. So I like to just go around. I love history, so I'm a history buff. Some of the weird facts that people might not know that I know, especially about this city, you ask me and I can answer it. So I think the persona of me is just that I'm real reserved. That's just not it. I think outside my box, I have a potty mouth at times, but I try to change my demeanor. But I think the board, my colleagues on the board know that it's coming from a sincere place when I, get me upset. So, or when we're changing things. I think the persona of the board is that we don't get along.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think
Not true.
that's not true.
No.
A lot of us just, we do things in different manners and different ways. So you have 9 different personalities and you're trying to adjust to 9 different personalities. And when you are adjusting, it seems like we have this tension, but we have a lot of times that we're laughing and a lot of times that we're joking over the mics or either behind the scenes. So I'm excited for the 2020 school year coming up. I think this is going to be a prevalent year for Paterson Public Schools. I'm ready to see a change in leadership because I think we've been here for some time. We accomplished a lot.
have.
But it is also time for us to move on and move forward in our lives and making sure that the district has gone forward.
Do you have any good restaurant recommendations,
Oh,
Madam
yeah.
Castillo?
Oh my goodness! It depends. What are you in the taste for? That's the one thing I do. Well, there's many things I love about my city, but the variety in food definitely has to be my favorite thing. I love the diversity. I'm from Dominican descent. So clearly, if I don't want to cook, there's plenty of restaurants that, could have that. But as well, I love to go to, Laziza and Taj and Darna to have Mediterranean food, Lebanese food, Toros. And then you have Noches de Colombia, if you're in Colombian food on 21st Avenue. And, you have Lefties. If you're trying to just have old-fashioned Italian food, you have Broadway Pizza, which tends to still be my favorite pizzeria. So anything that you are interested in the city of Paterson, you can get. You can't forget about Peruvian Square. I love my arroz chaufa. So the fact that I work near downtown, it's definitely has not helped my weight at all.
So there they are. Perhaps in a way you've never heard them before. Paterson Board of Education President Oshin Castillo and Vice President Akima Redmond. In the next episode, they're going to talk about some of the accomplishments of the last 2 years and how everything that has been accomplished under their leadership comes down to one word: partnerships.